In this video, I'm going to discuss examples in Kuibit. I'm going to discuss what are examples and how to set them up. So examples are a series of scripts to make visualizations, extract information, and make movies with Kuibit. As we can see from the documentation, there's already a lot of examples to cover a lot of science. For example, if we want to compute the energy lost by gravitational waves, or if we want to compute the separation of apparent horizons, there are already available examples to do that without writing any code. These examples are useful for learning. As we can see, there is the code, and we can see how to use Kuibit in the most efficient way from these examples. Or we can simply use these examples. They're ready. So let's see an example of using the examples. So here I have a directory with a simulation. The typical simulation is a binary black hole in spiral. And say that I want to compute the distance between the apparent horizons. So I can use the plot apparent horizon separation script. And if I don't know what it does, I can look at the help. This tells me that this plots the coordinate separation between the centroids of the two apparent horizons. And there's a bunch of options that I can set. I can also tab complete to see what are the options available with some description. And in this case, what I need is to set the horizon option. So to do that, I simply run the script, and this will produce a picture with the coordinate separation between the two horizons as a function of time. And I can use all the options to configure how I want this picture to look like. For example, I can change the axis with this x, and xy, the range of the axis. Let's see now how to set this up. I'm going to follow this page, which describes the 3 steps needed to set the examples up in the most effective way. First step is to acquire the examples. So we need to download the examples, which are updated with each release. Each release typically comes with new examples. And this has to be done in the folder where you want to install the examples, typically in your home directory. Here I'm going to do my TMP because I already have my examples. Let's download the examples. Once you have downloaded the examples, you have to unpack the archive. Now that you have unpacked the archive, you have the examples. Here we have 2 groups of examples. We have bins, which are these scripts that you can run from the command line. And then we have these Mopy movies. These are for making animations with motion picture. I'm going to discuss that in a future video. Next, we have to set 2 paths up. One is the path for making sure that the command line knows where to find these scripts. And the second is to make sure that motion picture knows where to find the movies. So in my case, I put in the bash.rc. I have my 2 examples here set up. And you should do the same. Finally, we have to set up tab compilation. This heavily depends on the shell. For bash, it's simply a simple line. But for other shells like zsh or fish, it's more complicated. And when there are new examples, this step has to be repeated for these 2 shells, zsh and fish. And in general, when there are new examples, you probably want to download them. So repeat this process or somehow acquire the new examples and put them in the relevant folders.